Mossad, yeah. I'm still supportive of the nation of Israel. I just don't like how America is basically like their big friend. And these little fuckers will just like kick a bunch of people in the shin and then just be like, well, we got America over here. And America's like, Harvey, what did you do? And they're like, nothing. But can you beat them up for me? And you're like, no, stop. Israel hates cats. I have no idea. We're going to kill what you love. Gee, oh yeah, I know. That's it. It's. I'm almost positive it's a true story. I don't know why this person would lie about that. What? How could you support evil? Well, I don't know. Do you live in a? I mean, see, that's when things get retarded. It's like people living in America, and I'm not one of these fucking morally subjective, like we're all evil people. I know, like I'm proud to be an American, but it's like, how can anyone that says I believe that nations have a right to exist, and then be like, well, I mean, you support evil, as they fucking tweet me from their computers in America. It's just like, it's so, yeah, I don't like Israel. Yeah, you there's no reason you have to like Israel. That's not my point. The point is, if you structure your thought process based on who has a right to exist and who doesn't, it's almost like nation eugenics. And it always bites yourself in the ass. Always, always, always. If you start making an argument why you get to take out one nation and not another nation, that gun will be turned on you. It's very, very similar to the Second Amendment debate. Anytime someone says they know who gets to have guns and who doesn't, you will be the one who gets your guns taken away. It's so similar to the nation thing. Now, the adult conversation is, why is our government paying for walls in other countries and not our own walls? The adult conversation is, why do we have to fight Syria when it's clearly better than the shit hell that will come from toppling a secular dictator? It's not whether or not Israel has a right to exist. That's the adult conversation. It's similar to abortion. The adult conversation isn't, is abortion right or wrong? It's wrong. That conversation is ridiculous. The adult conversation is, what should the legal ramifications of it be? Is it a moral issue that should be taught at home or enforced by the government? Like those are the adult conversations, not is it right or wrong to terminate the life of an unborn child. That's settled. Like that, there is no argument for that. There is no argument for saying abortion's morally right. The adult conversation is, how do you enforce that? Do you make it murder? Do you put people in jail, or do you teach it at home and have your offspring not do it? This man has lost his mind, says Bob. Well, guess what, Bob? I think you probably work for the CIA. And are most likely not even a human being. Yeah. I have a dream today that one day, from the Black Hills of Georgia to the snow-capped mountains of Colorado, I have a dream today. I have a dream that all men and women, black man and white man, Jews and Gentiles will join hands and sing in the old nigger spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty we are free at last. Imagine if he accidentally said nigger during it. We'll join hands and sing in the old nigger spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty we are free at last. Palestinians are lying thieves. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the Muzzies. I know some really cool Muslims, but Islam is as bad an ideology as you can possibly have. And the old nigger spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty we are free at last. It would make me laugh for eternity if he accidentally said that and we didn't figure it out till like now, because it was just so sing-songy that you never even thought about it. And then like someone figured it out, and then Yeah, fuck Islam. Yeah, Islam is death. Islam is awful. Straight up, just it's just awful. Awful stuff, guys. They have a pedophile on a flying horse who is a warlord, and Islam literally means submission. It's communism with a god, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolute shit. But that doesn't mean there aren't some Muslim individuals who are really good people. You know, I can't stand Catholicism. I think that the little Pope with his big boner hat sitting in his walled castle telling everyone else they can't have walls is insanely bad. But look at the Red Elephants guy. He's Catholic and he's a moral voice in the wilderness. So it's not like I'm not comparing Catholicism and Islam. Islam's way crazier. But the Pope with his boner hat saying that we can't have walls and that, you know, he's rewriting the Bible and shit. It's just like, it's madness. Free at last. Black men and white women. Imagine if he slipped up twice and he goes, black men and white women join hands and genitals and sing in the spiritual free at last. His big boner hat. Yeah, he's dressed as a wizard. I mean, I don't know if anyone else wants to point that out. And people that say that small cabals of people can't control the lives of millions of people have never read the history of the Vatican or the 54 miles of shelf space of secret documents that no one's allowed to read in the, you know, the dungeons of the Vatican. And, you know, the Pope speaks in a room that looks like a giant serpent's face. The old nigga spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty we are free at last. Black men and white women, join hands. Isn't that hysterical? Imagine Pope has a wall. Yeah, he has a giant wall, and he also has his own bodyguards dressed in ridiculous outfits. The Swiss guards are dressed like lollipop munchkin people, and they probably have to do some kind of weird thing with the Pope that I don't even want to know.